Well, hello everybody, and I wanted just to send a message out to supporters and anybody else who's really interested in Wakefield Trinity this afternoon in doing this piece. And I wanted to talk to you specifically about the potential acquisition of the club by Matt Ellis, which, as everybody will know, has been ongoing and we've been discussing for a few months now. You also may know that it's my practice when we're dealing with a complex piece of business transaction that I don't comment about it publicly until there is something to say, and hence why there's been no comment from me recently on this whole topic. And secondly, you may know that I don't comment on every rumour and innuendo that I hear on social media. And I'm aware I'm breaking both of those rules in doing this piece today. But the reason I am doing it is because I'm receiving a lot of inbound traffic that a number of our supporters and some of our most loyal supporters are disturbed by rumours that they're hearing and things that they're reading, and it's upsetting to them and disturbing to them, and all of this just at a time when the club should be absolutely pulling together and building on the recent run of form and the fantastic performance that we put out last Sunday against Warrington in driving us forward to survival this year in the Super League and taking us on forward. So it's a bit distracting and a bit irritating, if I'm honest with you. So let me set out the situation to you very clearly. As you will know, we have been talking with Matt Ellis and his advisors for 2 or 3 months now around a potential acquisition by them of the club, whereby they would invest many millions of pounds over the years and have great plans and ambition for the club to take it back up where we all want it to see, or we all want to see it. And that conversation has been ongoing. But I want to make 2 things clear, and those conversations continue, but 2 things I want to make absolutely clear. Number 1, nobody is blocking the deal, least of all me. And secondly, and I can confirm this following an exchange with Matt Ellis this afternoon, nobody is on the point of walking away from a deal. What has happened is that we have an agreement in principle that the share capital of the club will move across to Matt, and that all existing loans that the shareholders have will be capitalised as part of that, and that existing shareholders will take no money out of the club as a result of that. And that's something that Michael made pretty clear a couple of months ago. That is the agreement that we've come to in principle, and what is now proceeding is what is known as due diligence. What that means is that Matt and his team have to learn a little bit more about the detail of where we are here and what goes on and how it runs, and we similarly want to find out a little bit more about his plans and his intent and his capabilities and his team and so on. And that exchange is happening. And as a result of that exchange, what happens are questions and some negotiations. And that's where we are. We're having some negotiations on some specific points, which clearly I'm not going to go into publicly. That is absolutely normal practice. But what I want to stress is that Matt and I and Michael are absolutely clear that we want this transaction to proceed forward. We're confident that it will. We can't say when it will, but we are keen that it moves forward. Matt is helping us also with some funding, as we've already announced, through sponsorship to help us, in part, pay for some of the deals that we'd already done to bring in a couple of key players, Luke and Dave in particular, and also helping us fund some of the other players that you've seen come in and out in the period since. So this is all tremendously helpful. It's translating into a real upturn on the field, which is what we all want to see. As I said at the beginning, we all want to see success on the field, survival this year, move on into next year. And we're confident that we'll be able to resolve any negotiations that we're having at the moment. And everybody's got an intent to make this happen. It's worth saying as well, of course, that it's not just, these things are never simple, and a transaction like this isn't simple. It also is going to require the agreement of a couple of really important stakeholders, firstly the RFL, and secondly Wakefield Council, who have a stake through their loan in the club as well. And all that's going to take a little bit of time too. So bear with us, we're all acting together on this. Matt, his team, our team, we're all moving forward. And we just ask everybody else, both of us ask everybody else to get behind us. Everybody needs to be pulling together as ever now with Wakefield Trinity to ensure that we do survive in the Super League this year, and we can crack on forward next year, accumulate all the points we need from under the IMG criteria to establish ourselves as a permanent Super League club, and then push on to winning things going forward. So all nice and simple, I hope. Hope that clarifies and sets out, puts to bed rumours that people might be hearing. I don't know the motivation behind people putting this sort of stuff out. That's a matter for them. I'm really not interested. What I am interested in is the future success of Wakefield Trinity. That's what I'm committed to, and I thank you for all your support in joining me making that happen. Thanks very much.